Today we are back to civic and we'll be looking at national consciousness and national identity. At the end of this class, you'll be expected to be able to define some concepts such as self, consciousness, group, group consciousness, national consciousness, communal consciousness, national identity, and symbols. So please pay rapt attention to this class so that at the end of the day, you will have every cause to glorify God. Once again, I'm sorry that this class is coming as a recorded class once again because I have a lot of things in my hands doing right now that that I cannot teach you live. So by next week, we will see one on one. So today, we are looking at national consciousness and national identity. And we are going to start by defining certain terms that we'll be seeing before the end of this topic. The first thing you have to define in looking at this topic is self. What do you mean by self? Self simply means the type of person one is. Yourself, myself. It is a person's character and behavior. It's not just the way you look at. What makes you who you are is yourself. It is the character a person possesses, which may be seen or unseen with naked eyes. For instance, if you are wicked, wickedness is not seen. It is when you act it out that people know that you are wicked. And if you are kind, the same thing is applicable. So self simply means the character a person possesses, which may be seen or unseen with naked eyes. The second concept to note here is consciousness. And we said that consciousness means an alertness or concern for a particular issue or situation. It could also mean a condition of being awake and able to understand what is happening around us. When you are conscious of your environment, that means that you are aware of what is happening in your environment. That's that. The next concept you have to note is group. And we say that group means several people or things that are connected with each other. Several people or things that are in the same place. Several people or things that are connected with each other. It also means several companies, organizations that are under one owner. It's a collective noun, group. The next word or concept you need to know is self-consciousness. Self-consciousness simply means self-awareness. It is a situation where an individual is deeply or strongly aware of whom he or she is. If at this point in time you don't understand yourself, that means you are not self-conscious. So, a situation where you are deeply or strongly aware of whom you are, that means you are self-conscious. The next concept to define is group awareness. And we say this means a situation where a group shares the same kind of beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes with other members of the group. Group consciousness is defined as instances when a group maintains a sense of affinity and group identification with other members of the group. Your group is aware of what you want and you are doing it together for a common purpose. The fifth concept here is communal consciousness. And this can be defined as the awareness or sense of common culture and beliefs people in a community have among themselves. From the slide you are looking at, it refers to the sense of common culture and beliefs people in a community have among themselves. What do I mean? This common belief makes them perceive themselves as unique and different from other communities in the society because they are aware of their rights and duties and have some expectations from the leadership of their country. That is that about communal consciousness. The seventh concept to define today is national consciousness. And we say that simply it is just the feeling of love, the feeling of respect, affection, loyalty, and belief one has for his nation or for his country. You are nationally conscious of, if you have national consciousness, that means you are patriotic. Now, how do you promote national consciousness? How do you promote national consciousness? National consciousness can be promoted by one, reciting the national pledge. By reciting national pledge, Nigerians are indirectly reminding themselves that Nigeria is the only country they have and that they must be committed to her. The second way of promoting national consciousness that you are loyal to your country is singing national anthem. Though we will usually force you at times to open your mouth and sing it. Singing the national anthem creates a sense of belonging in Nigerian citizens, especially when there is football with other countries. When they start beating the band and you start singing your head will just swell. So it makes us realize the need to serve the nation and how we can do it. It makes us proud of being Nigerians. Another way is giving awards to deserving Nigerians. Nigerians that have selflessly served the nation or did the nation proud should be constantly recognized and honored because this encourages other citizens to work hard at making the nation great. The fifth one, or the fourth one here is reading the history of the country. Citizens must make it a duty to read and understand the history of the country. No doubt today government has brought back history as a compulsory subject in junior secondary school. So that's why you in JS1 you are now offering history. So when you know the history of your country, it helps in appreciating the efforts of nationalists that struggled and sacrificed for the independence and unity of the country. The last but not the least way to promote national consciousness is reading the Constitution. And reading and digesting the Nigerian Constitution helps us to understand what role we should play in ensuring the unity of the country. So these are just few ways in which you can promote national consciousness. Now let's go to national identity. Remember our topic says national consciousness and national identity. What do we mean by national identity? Simply put, national identity refers to the unique characteristics by which a nation can be recognized. Those unique, when they say you are unique, even identical twins, they are not actually identical. There is something that is different between the two of them. That unique characteristics by which you will use to recognize a Nigerian, by which you will use to recognize a Ghanaian, by which you will use to recognize a Briton, a Briton is the national identity. Now, what are the methods of identifying people from different nations? The first one is names. A person can be identified with his or her name, the name he or she bears. If your name, for example, is Dolapo, that means you are a Yoruba person. But if your name is Nena, you are an Igbo person. What if your name is Mr. Stone? You should also know where Mr. Stone comes from. That is not a Nigerian or an African. You should also know. So names help in identifying people. It makes us different from members of another family. For instance, if your surname is Adeoye, you know that you will be dressed as Adeoyes. So you know that this name has made you different from other people. Another way of identifying people is race. A race is a group of people having common origin and its members are found in a particular place. So we talk of the Igbo or the Yorubas or the black race. So When we talk of race, mostly we are talking of color. We are talking of color. We know that in Nigeria we are blacks. So, and the Britons are white. Something like that. So, another method of identifying people is through race. The third way is culture. Remember, you must have been taught culture in social studies. You have been told what culture means. So culture can be used in identifying people. For instance, when you see somebody wearing a Yoruba attire, nobody's supposed to tell you that he or she is a Yoruba person. The attire of the Igbos differ from that of the Yorubas. So culture is another way of identifying people. The next one is place of origin. Yes, people can be identified with their local government or states of origin. This is a method of identifying people, and this method does not describe in details as in a cultural group. The local government or state of origin does not tell us of the community or the locality of the person in question, but it will just help you a bit. The last but not the least is traits. People can also be identified by their traits. They have traits and characteristics which a person possesses that reasonably distinguish him from other people. Some of these characteristics are habits, character, and physical appearances. So these are a few ways of identifying people. Remember, we are talking about national identity. Now we are moving to national symbols. When you talk of symbols, in mathematics you have symbols. In mathematics you have symbols. In science you have symbols. In civic also you have symbols. So when we talk of national symbols, we are talking of signs, marks, or objects which distinguish a nation from other nations. Those things that distinguish Nigeria from Cameroon is our national symbols. What are those things? These are the examples of Nigerian national symbols. The first one, as you can see from the screen, is the national flag, followed by the national anthem, the coat of arms, the national pledge, the Nigerian currency, the Nigerian international passport, the national identification card, the constitution, and the map. We are now going to look at them one by one, starting with the Nigerian national flag. And the Nigerian national flag was introduced on 1st October 1960. And this flag was designed by a man called Mr. Taiwo Akinkunmi. Sorry the way I pronounce it, I'm not Yoruba. And this man is from Ibadan. So before then, Nigeria was using the British flag called the Union Jack. The Nigerian national flag is divided vertically into three equal parts. The flag has two colors, not three, green and white. The green color of the flag represents agriculture, while the white color represents peace and unity. That is the picture of a Nigerian flag, and it's also hung there outside the Fidel College or any institution of higher learning. The second one is the coat of arms. The Nigerian coat of arms is also called Nigeria's armorial bearing. It was also adopted at independence, and it carries the motto of the country, which is unity and faith, peace and progress. The coat of arms has three signs. It has three signs. The silver Y represents the two major rivers running through Nigeria. That's rivers Niger and River Benue. River Niger is the one that divides Anambra and Delta states. If you are from the eastern part and you are traveling by road, you must pass River Niger. And River Benue is also found in Benue State. The second sign you see in the coat of arms is the black shield, which represents the fertile soil of Nigeria. The third sign on it is two white horse, which represents dignity and pride of Nigeria. The fourth sign there is the red eagle, which represents the strength of Nigeria. Fifth sign is the flower on which the shield and the horse rest, which signifies the beauty of Nigeria. Then the motto down there, which says unity and faith. peace, and progress. That's the picture of the coat of arms, just as I've explained. The next one is the national anthem. Yes, before we had an old national anthem, today we have a new one. The new Nigerian national anthem, Arise, O Compatriots, you remember, was composed by a police officer, Mr. Ben Odiase. The name alone, you should be able to identify where this man comes from, Edo State. And it replaced the old one that we were singing, which says, Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. And that old one was composed by a foreigner. Maybe that's why they discarded it and approved the one that was composed by a police officer, Mr. Ben Odiase. Let's look at the first national anthem. I'm going to sing it for you. Listen attentively. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. The same lyrics for the second stanza and the third one. Let's look at the current national anthem. We all know how to sing it, so let's sing along. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. As you know, you use the same lyrics to sing the second stanza, and these anthems must be found in your notes. Let's go to the next national symbol. That's the national pledge. The national pledge is always recited after singing the national anthem in schools of lower learning, like primary school and secondary schools. The pledge was adopted at the end of the Nigerian Civil War, which started in 1967 and ended in 1970. The pledge is our promise to the nation of our continued faithfulness, loyalty, and honesty. And the pledge is like this. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity, and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. As you can see, you are pledging, you are making a promise to serve your country to the end. The next national symbol is the Nigerian Constitution. Yes, we say that the laws of every country is written in their constitution. Nigeria uses a federal constitution. And because of that, government powers are derived from the 1999 constitution based on the presidential system of government that we are operating on. So I don't want to go too deep in constitution. In GSS2, when you study constitution proper, you will go too deep. So this just to show you that the constitution is one of our national symbols. And this is how it looks like, you see. I told you that we are using the 1999 constitution, and this is exactly the book that guides our lawyers in all what they do at the judiciary. The next one is the Nigerian passport, which I believe majority of you who have traveled outside Nigeria, you have a copy. It is another important national symbol. It is usually issued to any Nigerian citizen traveling out of the country. It contains details like your name, your date of birth, your occupation, your state of origin, and so on. It is used by the Ministry of Interior through the Nigerian Immigration Service. You know, the day you went to do your national passport, you went to the immigration service. Their offices in Lagos, one is at Festac Town, one is at Ikoyi, another one is at Ikeja. You went there to do it. So you know what I'm talking about. But in case you don't know, this is how it looks like. Let's go to the next one, the Nigerian National ID card. Remember, sometimes before the COVID-19 started, we came to school to take photograph for this national ID card because it is one of the new national symbols. The National ID card or identity card project was initiated and implemented by Obasanjo administration in 2003. It was meant to identify all Nigerians who have attained the age of 18. But today, because we use it to do national passport, whether you're up to 18 or not, you're supposed to have it. And it contains information like your name, your date of birth, your state of origin, your occupation, and it also carries the photograph of the holder. It also carries the Nigerian color and coat of arms, and also the maps. The map. This is how the national ID card looks like. You can see this image here. This is where your picture will be. I decided to use this one. I don't want to show you some other person's face, because if you are the one, you will cover your face too. So this is how the Nigerian ID card looks like when it is issued to you. Another national symbol worthy of note this afternoon is the national currency. Our national currency, money, owo. The Nigerian currency has 8 different denominations, which are also known as banknotes. We don't use coins again. The time they were using coins is gone. There's nothing you can buy with 1 naira coin. And these banknotes include 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50, 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, and the highest, which is 1,000 naira notes. And in these notes, they reflect what Nigeria is as a nation. Some of these banknotes carry the photograph or image of our past leaders or nationalists, while others carry national occupations and 3 languages written on them, particularly the 5 naira, the 10 naira, the 50 naira, and 20 naira note. You see? So you have to find out what inscription is on each of these currencies, because we will do it next week when I come live. I will create a table where when I put 5 naira, you tell me, you feel it the other side, the person's image that is there. Do you understand? So you have to gather those currencies and study the images on them. This is all of them. Look at the 5 naira. You can see the man there. Go and find out who that man is. 10 naira is there. 20 naira, 50, 100, 200, 500, and 1,000. So please go and study the pictures or whose images are on these currencies. It is your own work to go and find that out, because it will come out in your exam. The last but not the least symbol we are going to look at is a map, the map, Nigerian map. And I define it here as a representation showing the position or state of anything, such as rivers, hills, and towns. The Nigerian map shows the 36 states of the Federation and the Capital Territory, Abuja. And this Nigerian map is divided into 3 unequal parts by River Niger and River Benue. Let's look at how this is it. This is 36 states in Nigeria, the northerners, the everything. And this is how where everyone is found. Look at Lagos under Ogun there. Look at Borno, very wide state. That means that state is too big. The largeness of the picture shows you the largeness of the land mark they have. Look at Enugu, very small. Look at Abia, very, very small. Wow, why didn't they just leave the other 2 as one? So Having seen all these national symbols and ending with the map, let us look at ethnic composition of Nigeria. You see, Nigeria as a nation has more than 300 ethnic groups. The major ethnic groups are Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. These three, they are the major ones in Nigeria. Others are ethnic groups like Kanuri, Fulani, Efik, Ibibio, Ijaw, Nupe, Gwari, Tiv, Urobo, Edo, like that, etc. Let's see them one by one, the three major ones. The Hausa ethnic group. The Hausas are found in the northern part of Nigeria, as you can see from the map. They occupy states like Kano State, Sokoto, Bauchi, Kebbi, Katsina, Zamfara, and Kaduna. They are the largest ethnic group in Nigeria and are predominantly Muslims. Majority of them are Muslims. Their major occupations are farming, cloth weaving, leather works, etc. Their language is Hausa. I say they are predominantly Muslims. That does not mean that there are no Christians in Hausa ethnic group, but majority of them are Muslims. Let's look at the Yorubas. The Yoruba ethnic group. The Yorubas are found in the southwest of Nigeria. They are predominantly found in states like Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, Oyo, Osun, Kwara, Edo, and Kogi. They are noted for farming because they grow crops like cocoa, yam, cassava, kola nut, and rubber. Their language is Yoruba. Ekaro. The last, but not the least, is the Igbo ethnic group. The Igbos occupy the southeastern part of Nigeria and they cover states like Abia State, Enugu, Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra, and Delta states. It's not everybody in Delta that is Igbo. Just like Edo I mentioned when I was talking about Yoruba. Some Edos are Yoruba. There are some of them that are very close to Ondo and they speak Yoruba. So these Igbos are noted for farming and trading. Omo Igbo. Anywhere you see Omo Igbo, he's trading. Either he's selling provision on the street and they call him Omo Igbo, or he's selling rice and beans and they call them Omo Igbo. Not to talk of those that are in Alaba, or not to talk of those that are in Idumota. But these Igbo people, their language is Igbo. Their language is Igbo. So having seen this, you can now know that the map really comprise all of them there. So when you look at your map once again, you find these states that are mentioned here. And having looked at these ethnic compositions, we can conclude this lesson by saying that there is need to promote national unity in this country. Because our first national anthem says, though tribes and though tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. There is need for us to be united. And because of that need, that is why in our next lesson we'll be looking at promoting how to promote national unity. Nigeria as a nation has tried to promote this national unity through schemes like NYSC. But before I go this afternoon, let me tell you the importance of national symbols, even though I didn't write it here. The first importance of national symbols is that they give us sense of belonging. You know, when you go out with your flag, you have that sense of belonging that I'm a Nigerian, at least I belong somewhere. It's also important to know that national symbols help in promoting national unity and identity. When all Nigerians go to the field to support our players, hmm, with all our flag, it gives us that national unity that we are united. Even though after that match, everybody can divide, but as at that time, sports is one thing that unites us easily. Three, they build in us sense of loyalty, patriotism, and nationalism. Anytime you are reciting the national pledge, you feel a sense of loyalty, sense of patriotism and nationalism to your nation. Four, they help us in building a strong, prosperous, and united nation. Yes, You belong here, this is your country, nobody is going to deport you. So for that, you can decide to buy land and build anywhere, prosper in that place, and progress. Lastly, national symbols help in projecting our diverse but rich culture, tradition, and customs. It helps. When you are going to do marriage ceremony, you do it according to your culture. Our culture is very rich. Igbos don't eat yam until they do the New Yam festival. Yorubas also have their own. Hausas have their own culture. In fact, I am proud to be a Nigerian. No matter what the devil is trying to do, say to yourself, I am a proud Nigerian. Until next week, remain blessed and stay safe. Bye.